Football up first. This week, the 14th CAF Extraordinary General Assembly was held in Cairo, Egypt. South Africa's Patrice Motsepe was re-elected unopposed as president for the next 4 years. While Motsepe was given a resounding vote of confidence from members elsewhere, it was a hotly contested race for the FIFA Council seat where 13 members were running for 6 posts. Motsepe and FIFA President Gianni Infantino reiterated the need for unity following the elections and stressed the need to work together. Vaylen Kirtley was at the assembly and filed this report.
The Nile River, the longest river in the world, and even though it runs through 10 different countries, it's most commonly associated with Egypt. It was the river that brought life to the desert. Much in the same way that CAF President Patrice Motsepe is wanting to bring life to football on the continent.
And the key issue for me also is African football must continue to be exciting, to be appealing, to be competitive. And we're also looking forward to the African nations that compete against the best in the world representing us well and succeeding, because until an African nation wins the World Cup, there will always be a perception that we are good. The African players, as Gianni Infantino was saying, 24 nations from the continent will be participating in the FIFA Club World Cup in America. So the talent is there, but we must just keep investing.
And he's been given the support to do it for another 4 years after he was elected for another presidential term, perhaps symbolically by applause.
I now invite the General Assembly to acclaim Dr. Patrice Motsepe and confirm him as the new president of CAF.
After years of being written off as a federation of scandal and underhanded dealings, Motsepe has brought in a new culture since being elected on the 12th of March 2021.
They spoke about accountability and transparency. And we've said it over the last few years: zero tolerance for corruption, zero tolerance for bribing our referees, zero tolerance for improper influence of VAR or match commissioners.
Despite Samuel Eto'o having to battle to stand for election as part of the Exco, once he did, he was elected unopposed, and Motsepe has given him his full support.
What is important for me is not just Samuel Eto'o, but every single young footballer, whether it's a football administrator or a football player, you have to have dreams of participating and being active in football at the highest level. So it's very, very important. But we've got to be careful that whatever may have happened with Eto'o in the past, that is a past. It shouldn't be held against him. You know, I was told that there was a tax matter. Yeah, but so it was a tax matter. It was dealt with in court, and the decision has been taken that he should be available as a candidate, and I think he's got a contribution to make, and I really, I'm not just supportive, I'm very proud of, and if we currently pay $400,000 to every member association, which is double from what they got before we were there, and take that to 800, woof, and even, as I said, the objective is to get it to $1 million. Good progress will be made in African football.
A key focus area for Motsepe and the CAF Exco over the next 4 years is going to be in infrastructure. That's going to take public-private partnerships, but it's absolutely essential. As of the 54 member associations of CAF, 12 cannot play their home internationals on home ground and have to use neutral venues. This, alongside empowering clubs through the African Club Association, are key for Motsepe.
Clubs are the cornerstone. Very important that CAF have the foresight to understand that. And we have a vision to really make sure the club football is sustainable, is commercialized, and make sure the clubs become the brands they need to be.
To have to build a stadium for a nation to play in that country, it costs a lot of money. No single individual member association, none own stadiums. They're all owned by the state, by the government. So that's part of what we're doing to try and get governments to work together and support football federations to build stadiums and football infrastructure.
Over the next 4 years, it's going to be a balance on developing not only women's football, but football at a national, a developmental, as well as at a club level. At the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup, Africa will be represented by a total of 4 teams. But if you look broader than that, the African continent is going to be represented by far more players from far more nations on the continent.
Is that there will be 147 African players playing in the FIFA Club World Cup this year. You will have representatives of 22 African countries in a FIFA World Cup. Congratulations.
At the next FIFA World Cup in 2026, Africa are guaranteed 9 spots to be represented. FIFA President Gianni Infantino is banking not only on the health and the thriving of African football, but on everybody pulling in the same direction.
For Africa, and as far as we are concerned in FIFA, we need to be working with each and every one of you, whatever the election results are, independent of them. We need all of you to be able to succeed, because a united Africa, and let me say only a united Africa, can have a real impact on FIFA and on the world.
Part of my job, as I said, is to keep people together, because I can imagine some of the people who wanted to be elected have not been elected, not very happy. So we have to console them, and I'm confident it'll be fine. We will continue doing well, and we will continue making progress, because we have to consistently, set new targets, set new goals, set new objectives, and continue to make progress.
For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405 in Cairo, Egypt, I'm Vaylen Kirtley.